Hey guys, how are you doing? It's been a very long time since I made a solo video, and many of you have asked me to create a solo video. Well, I thought of giving a try. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you what are the steps that we have to follow to improve our English fluency. And if you can follow these steps for the next 90 days, by the end of this year, you can see a drastic improvement in your English. Well, let me tell you, I cannot guarantee you can become an advanced level speaker from a beginner. You cannot do that jump. What I can tell you is you can jump one level. If you're on the A2 level, you can go to B1. If you're on the B1 level, you can go to B2. It's more than enough. I mean, 3 months is more than enough, and you have to do consistent practice. That's what important. Okay, I'm going to tell you the steps that we have to follow. Let me tell you. Okay, the step number one, that is listening. Now you might be wondering, oh, come on, Ram, we already know that. We've been doing listening for a very long time. What are you saying? I understand that. Okay, when I say listening, I'm talking about active listening. Many people, they make this mistake. What they do is they do listening practice while do some other activities. Like some people would be doing household chores, some people would be doing driving, and they'll be watching a video or a podcast. I'm not talking about that. Well, that is also helpful. That's nothing wrong with it. It will help in your fluency. But I'm not talking about that's not enough. I'm talking about active listening. I want you to see the actual person's face when they speak in English. Because many of us, we think listening practice will only help us in improving our listening skills. Not right. The thing is, it also helps us in improving our vocabulary, memorizing the words, memorizing the phrases, and also improving the pronunciation. Now, you might be asking, how can listening practice can help me improving my pronunciation? It's very simple. So when you watch the video, when you see a person's face, when they pronounce certain words, the way they do their action, the way they move their mouth muscles, their jaw muscles, you can actually copy that. I mean, you will be copying it. You don't know whether you're copying or not. You're just simply looking at them, but your subconscious mind is actually copying it. So when you get into a situation of pronouncing that word, you will pronounce like them. So that's what I'm saying. Active listening is important. So you have to watch the video actually. So you have to watch the person's face when they speak in English, their lips, their expression. How do they express when talking about various situations? You have to watch it. Only then you will be able to memorize the words, the phrases, the sentences they use, and also their body language. So that is the active listening. So you have to do it at least 20 minutes every day. For the next 90 days, you do this for 20 minutes. Okay, now the step number two, that is shadowing practice. Okay, many of us, we don't do this practice. Many of the English learners, they don't even know such a practice exists. It's called shadowing practice. It's a very simple practice, but it's very effective. Let me tell you, I've learned most of my English through shadowing practice only because I did not have time to do other practices. So I relied mostly on shadowing practice. That's how I improved my English. It's very effective. It's very easy. Let me tell you what it is. Shadowing practice means when you watch a video, you repeat after them. The person in the video, if they speak, when they speak, you also repeat after them. Whatever they say, you repeat. You imitate them. You copy them. That's what shadowing practice means. Well, let me tell you something. There is a way to do shadowing practice. Many people do shadowing practice in an incorrect way. I will tell you how this is. Many people do shadowing practice like robots. When the person in the video, when he says, I'm so hungry, I want food right now, we become robots. We talk like robots. We say, I'm so hungry, I want food right now. That's not the way to do it. So when the person in the video says, I'm so hungry, I want food right now, you also have to copy the same expression and the emotion that he has used in that video. You also have to say, I'm so hungry, I want food right now. Only then you will get the pronunciation and the fluency. Shadowing practice is very effective in building your fluency, your pronunciation, and your accent. We all have mother tongue influence, right? Okay. First of all, English is our second language. We all have a first language. So our mother tongue influence is there while speaking in English. You know what? Shadowing practice can really help you to get rid of your mother tongue influence. Nowadays, I don't have much mother tongue influence when I speak in English. Well, many people told me this, Ram, your accent seems to be a little foreign. You talk in the US accent. Well, let me tell you, I'm not sure whether I'm talking in the US accent or not, but I'm not talking in the Indian accent. It's because I've done shadowing practice for a very long time, especially with US movies, Hollywood English movies. And that's the reason my English is heavily influenced by the US accent. Well, I'm not saying that I can talk in US accent. US accent is completely different. But I think I'm in the middle of somewhere between the US accent and the Indian accent. So shadowing practice will really help you in get rid of your mother tongue influence. You can pronounce words very clearly, and also it will help you in improving your fluency. So do shadowing practice 20 minutes every day. Now I'll tell you one more thing. Use the same video that you had used for your listening practice. When doing shadowing practice, use the same video. Watch the same video that you have used for your listening practice and do shadow with them. Because when you're watching the same video and the audio over and over again, back to back, what happens is you will be able to memorize the words and how they pronounce the words, and also you'll be able to memorize the sentences and the phrases. It's very important in learning English. If you switch your video every day, like if you watch a new video every day, well, that's also really helpful. That also helps in improving your fluency, but that's not very effective. If you watch the same video every day for at least 1 week, you'll be able to remember most of the words that they have used. You'll be able to remember most of the phrases that they have spoken. So that's what important here. We are talking about learning English. We're not talking about getting our knowledge through watching a video, okay? Now the step number 3, that is reading practice. Okay, many of us think reading practice only helps us in improving our vocabulary. Well, that's not true at all. Reading practice also helps you in improving your fluency, and also, let me tell you, it also helps you in improving your pronunciation because you're reading it, right? And I will tell you one thing, there is a misconception. Many people follow this, and even teachers themselves, they advise their students reading out aloud, reading so louder. Well, I'm not a very big fan of this. The thing is, I've tried this personally and it didn't work for me, because when you read out so loud, when you shout, the thing is, you won't be able to pronounce words very clearly. I think it's better to have the normal tone, the normal volume, like how you normally talk to a person. Where if a person is standing in front of you, how do you normally talk with them? Use the same tone, use the same volume while doing reading practice, because you will be able to pronounce words very clearly. And also, you have to read little slower. Okay, we are not in the rush. Try to read little slower, so you'll be able to pronounce each and every word very clearly, and also you can get the fluency. I'm telling you, reading practice really helps, because I'm doing reading practice still now. Every day, 10 minutes, I do reading practice. Okay, now what to read? Let me tell you, my friend. If you're a beginner, if you're probably in the lower part of the intermediate level, I think it's better you read the short stories, because we want to learn the basic English. So what I'm telling you is, try to read the basic English short stories. Where do you get them? You can get them through Google, you can get them from YouTube, and you can buy the second standard, third standard, fourth standard, fifth standard English books. These books have plenty of English stories. They have used simple English there. You can read them and you can use it for your reading practice. It's really helpful. Okay. And if you are already in the intermediate level, if you want to be in advanced level, well, I would suggest you to read magazines, international magazines like The Wired, and what else is there? Science is there, and Times magazine is there. Many magazines are there. Those are international magazines. Depending on your genre, you can select one, because those magazines will have advanced English vocabularies. First of all, we don't use advanced English vocabularies on a day-to-day conversation, but in case if you want to be advanced, you can use them. So trust me, guys, reading practice really helps us in improving our fluency, because it's giving the exercise to our jaw muscles. We'll be able to pronounce words very clearly, and we'll be able to talk very clearly. So do reading practice minimum 10 minutes a day. Now, the fourth one, that is writing practice. Okay, now many of you might be asking, Ram, you are not at all writing anything and you are suggesting us to do writing. I understand that. Yeah, I'm not very fond of writing, because writing is actually a boring activity. It takes effort to write. It takes effort to sit with a notebook and a pen, think about a topic and write. I'm a lazy guy. I cannot do that. Well, let me tell you how writing helped me in improving my fluency. So 2 years ago, I had this weird problem. Like I was able to speak in English, but the problem that I had was, if you give me a topic to talk, I really find it difficult to get straight to the point. I'll be like circling around the topic. Rather than explaining about the topic, I'll be circling around somewhere. I try so hard to get to the point. That's the problem that I had. So it was very difficult for me to come straight to the point when I speak in English. Even in my mother tongue also I had this problem. This is where writing actually helps you. Okay, because what happens is when you write, you'll be writing point by point, right? And you're actually training your mind to think point by point. So when you speak, you will also be able to speak in point by point. So that's where writing actually helps. It will give more clarity while you think, and also you'll be able to articulate words very clearly in a very concise and precise manner. So when you want to talk something, within just 2 minutes, you'll be able to explain everything. You'll give everything point by point, short, short, short. You can give all the information. I had this problem. I will be like circling around the topic rather than coming straight to the point. So this is a problem that I had, but now I think I've overcome it because I did a lot of writing. When you do a lot of writing, your mind will be able to think very clearly. It will be able to think point by point. So you'll be able to talk in a very concise and precise manner. So try doing writing for at least 10 minutes, and only for those people who has this problem, just like me. Now I think I don't have this problem, but still sometimes I do writing once in a while. What if the problem comes back? So that's what it is. Okay, now the practice number 5. This is the very, 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 very important practice of all. That is speaking practice. Okay, most of all, we don't do that. Okay, most of the English learners, we don't even do speaking practice at all. But we still want to be fluent in English. How that will happen? Okay, let me tell you something, my friend. Speaking practice is very important when it comes to improve your fluency. Okay, you can skip the other practices. Even if you don't do the other practices, just do speaking practice at least 15 minutes every day. Well, if you're not doing speaking practice, then you're not very serious about learning English. I would suggest you to quit learning English right away if you're not doing speaking practice, because it's not going to help you anywhere. It's not going to take you anywhere. You can never improve your English fluency. So do speaking practice. Okay, now you might be saying, Ram, I really don't have anyone to speak with. I don't have an environment, English speaking environment. I don't have an English speaking friend. With whom should I speak with in English? That's a problem even I also had. Okay, right now we have many applications to do speaking practice. And one of the best applications that I've used is ChatGPT. Of course, I've made already many videos on ChatGPT. You know that very well. Use ChatGPT for your speaking practice if you don't have anyone to speak with. If you have anyone to speak with them. If we don't have, use ChatGPT, because ChatGPT really helps in improving our fluency by doing speaking practice. Okay, I will tell you how to use ChatGPT. ChatGPT, sometimes it behaves so weird. You know what happens is, when you ask a question, it gives longer answers. It gives essay-like answers. Sometimes you'll get bored of it. Oh my God, I don't want to do this. Let's close this down. That's the problem with ChatGPT. Well, it depends on how you give the prompt. What I usually do is, when I open the ChatGPT application, I tell them very clearly, see ChatGPT, I want to do English speaking conversation with you to practice my English fluency. I want you to give shorter answers to me. I don't want you to give longer answers and waste my time. Just give me shorter answers so that it will look like a real-time conversation. ChatGPT will accept it, and it will actually give shorter answers, and you can have a very good conversation with ChatGPT. And also it will try correcting your English. You can ask feedback from ChatGPT. It will give you feedback. And also if you want to know your current level of English, you can also that as well. ChatGPT can actually analyze your current level, and it can give you the current level. Okay, this is the current level you are. So when I spoke with ChatGPT 4 or 5 months ago, I think it told me I'm in the B2 level. And I still think I'm in the B2 level. I haven't improved at all because I've reached this plateau. It's very difficult to jump from here to C1 level. Sometimes I go to C1 level. I speak very fluently without even taking a pass. I speak very fluently, and I also sometimes use advanced English vocabulary. Sometimes I go to C1 level. But you know one thing? I do one mistake. That is taking breaks. Whenever I take break, that's all. I go down by one level. That happens all the time, my friend. You know what? Last month, I took a break of around 15 days. I didn't speak in English at all. When I tried doing a conversation after 15 days, I felt like, holy shit. I wasn't able to speak even a single sentence. It was very difficult. But you know what? If you already have practiced English for years, even if you take a long break, you can get back your English skills very quickly. Within just 1 week, you'll be able to get back your English skills. So that's what I figured it out. But the problem here is you will stay there in the same level forever. So if you want to improve, it will take so much time. You have to practice English every day for next 90 days. So that's what I'm saying. If you want to go to the next level, if you are on the B1 level, if you want to go to B2, if you are on the A2 level, if you want to go to the B1, try doing these exercises, try doing these practices for the next 90 days. The overall, all these exercises will take at least 1.5 hours. Okay? If you tell me, Ram, I don't have really that much time. Okay, let's reduce it to 1 hour. And if you tell me, Ram, I don't have 1 hour also, then I would suggest you stop learning language, because you're not going to learn, bro, because 1 hour is at least needed for learning English. Okay, that's very important. Do this. Okay, now the next thing. You might be wondering, where is vocabulary here? I didn't even talk about vocabulary. Okay, you might be wondering that. Okay, I will ask you. See, learning vocabulary is actually a very tedious task. Okay, it's time consuming. And many people have many approaches of learning vocabulary. Some people learn vocabulary 20 words a day, some people learn 50 words a day, some people learn 100 words a day. It differs from person to person. And those techniques didn't work for me. I've learned 20 words a day. For 1 month I did that, and I couldn't remember the words that I had learned in the first initial days. Yes, that's true. It's very difficult to remember all the words when you learn more number of words every day, because you're not using them, right? So I followed one approach. You also try following it and let me know if it really works for you. So what I followed was, I focused only on learning common English words first. Okay, I was not into advanced English vocabulary. Even still, sometimes I very rarely try to learn advanced vocabularies. I mostly focus on common English words. The English words that are used on a day-to-day conversation, on a daily basis. Focus on those words. Okay, how to find out those words? It's very simple, guys. Do not sit with vocabulary for 1 hour. Okay, do not try to learn each and every word like 20 words a day. It will take 1 hour. Okay, don't do that. What I'm saying is, whenever you do reading practice, whenever you do listening practice, when you come across a word for the third time, you make a note of it, try to understand the meaning of it, write down the example sentences. That's how you learn vocabulary. So when you come across a word for the third time, that's a common word, make a note of it, learn the word. Okay. If it is the first time you're seeing a word, that's fine, you can leave it as it is. Because some words probably you will see only once, or some words are very rarely used. Some words are only used only in the TV news channels and newspapers, but not used normally on a day-to-day conversation. So that's what I'm saying. So focus on common English words first. You can improve your advanced vocabulary later, because the first important thing is we have to build our fluency. First, you try talking in English, okay? Once you start talking in English, you can improve your vocabulary a little later. It comes along the way, normally, okay? Now the second thing, grammar. Everyone's favorite subject is grammar. All the English learners, the first thing what they do is, they sit with the grammar book, they start doing exercises, as if they are able to speak in English. Let me tell you something, guys. Even if you spend years and years of time learning grammar, you can never speak in English. Because speaking English needs speaking practice. Because that is a mistake that I did. I spent 1 year learning grammar without doing any other practices. By the completion of 1 year, I realized I couldn't speak in English. So it's 1 year completely wasted. So what I'm saying here is, don't focus too much on learning grammar. Focus on learning only the basic grammar. Basic grammar is more than enough. So how do we learn the basic grammar? I mean, what are those? It's very easy. Learn about how to frame sentences, how to construct sentences, subject, verb, object, and learn about tenses, past tense, present tense, future tense, and learn about prepositions. These are the basic grammars. It's very important to learn these things, because when you learn all these things, you can become very fluent very easily, because you will be able to know how to construct sentences. So it's very easy to learn English after that. But let me tell you, don't try to learn grammar every day. What you have to do is, you can replace your reading practice with your grammar practice. Okay, today if you are doing reading, tomorrow you do grammar in the same time. Don't do reading. And day after tomorrow, you go back to reading. And the next day, you do grammar. So try to do grammar practice once in every 2 days. Okay, every alternative day, you try doing grammar practice. You can interchange it with reading practice. That's fine. So try doing this for the next 90 days, guys. Definitely you can see an improvement in your English. You can actually jump one level. Okay, if you are in the C1 level, you can go to C2. Well, that's not the case. If you are in the B1 level, you can go to B2. Okay, if you're in the B2, probably you can go to C1. Actually, in the advanced levels from B2 to C1, it's very difficult to jump because you will have to spend much time on English to go to the C1 level and from C1 to C2 level. Okay, as you go up, as you climb up, it takes time, a lot of time to go to the next level. It's very easy to jump from beginner to intermediate level. So that's why I'm telling you, if you are a beginner this year, in 3 months you do practice, next year you should be in the intermediate level. Okay? If you are in the B1 level this year, in another 3 months, you should go to B2 level. That's the goal. Just 90 days is more than enough. Okay, you can do practice every day. But let me tell you, practice at least 1.5 hours. If you calculate the timings that I had given you, it will take at least 1.5 hours every day. So spend time, only then you can improve your English fluency. And then take care, guys. Bye-bye.